What did we learn?
I want to talk about anything but the giants, including Facebook. Look, the Facebook numbers yesterday were really, really interesting on a number of counts. Yes, the stock is selling off today, not least of which because they announced that a lot of the WhatsApp shares, their big acquisition, their $18 billion acquisition of WhatsApp, are coming on the market soon, and I think that's pressuring the shares because there's going to be a big seller in the market possibly because of that. But we learned a lot about the company, including the user base, growing, but growing at a slower rate, and I think that's one of the concerns here. You know, the big question is how big can Facebook be? So when we see the user growth deceleration, yes, it's growing, but at a slower rate, just as last quarter was slower. We thought they might be getting a little bit better, early this year, but it looks like that trend has turned around, 2.5% growth. And so the sales growth, while amazing, on a year-over-year basis, growing at just 59%. So that's slowing down a little bit too, and the indication that next quarter will slow down considerably.
Okay, so a slowdown in their sales and also their user growth, but hasn't their ad platforms that they have been rolling out, they've become more and more effective for advertisers?
Yeah, and it's hard to see which is push or pull there, right? How much the advertisers are just figuring out how to use Facebook, or Facebook's really creating a place where advertisers want to be. Either way, we see a lot of things that are positive there, not least of which is sort of the value of a user, right? If you look at how much revenues they get for each user on the platform, what we can see is that number is ticking up. That means that for $3.57, that's the value that advertisers are putting on every single user. But that also is growing a little bit more slowly now than it had been. We saw that getting better and better, 34% on a sequential basis. I think sequential is the right way to look at that. And that's great growth, but that's not the 41% we saw in March, and it's not the trend of increasing value at an increasing pace.
And Corey, what about mobile? I mean, 2/3 now of their ad revenue comes from mobile. So are they reaching this sort of saturation point here?
Not at all. I mean, the growth in mobile for Facebook is just spectacular. In terms of just flat-out dollars, you saw over $1 billion a week coming into Facebook. 1.2 billion, 1.1 billion in mobile. I'm sorry, that's how many users they had in mobile. That's 1.1 billion users in mobile. But that 1.9 billion, they're actually 2.0 billion if you round it out, in mobile revenue. And maybe most importantly, the domination of mobile as a platform. I mean, 66% of Facebook users were on mobile. And that just shows, from a company that had zero revenues in mobile when they went public, it's just amazing growth in a mobile business that didn't exist before.
All right, Corey, thanks so much. Corey Johnson on Facebook, our Bloomberg West editor-at-large.